If we're grading on a scale of pain where breaking your foot and all of its toes was analogous to watching Ubisoft at E3, then Sony's presser was mostly pleasant. Though it didn't have as many bombastic announcements as previous years, the E3 2017 presser had enough solid footage and release dates for upcoming games to keep us enthralled. Of course, it wouldn't be an E3 conference without surprises, so let's take a look at 10 surprising announcements from Sony's E3 press conference this year. SKYRIM VR. You wanted it, and Bethesda has finally... Oh, what's that? You're wondering why Skyrim is effectively a meme at this point, coming to every single platform? However, when you think about how it's still one of the best open-world games ever made, that's not a bad thing. Plus, in an announcement completely out of left field, it seems to be coming to PlayStation VR alone. Bethesda hasn't yet confirmed the exclusivity, but overall, we're intrigued. Plus, it's Skyrim in VR. You'd be lying if you said you never wanted that. Shadow of the Colossus Remake. Fancy a full remake of Team Ico's best game? Shadow of the Colossus will be remade on PS4 courtesy of Sony Japan Studio and Bluepoint Games. Given the latter's excellent work on Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection, we're confident of the remake's overall graphical fidelity. And really, you only need to see the gameplay for yourself to know how good it looks. When it will release remains to be seen, but this was a nice surprise from Sony. Monster Hunter World. No, it's not exclusive, but honestly, neither was half of Microsoft's E3 presser. Monster Hunter finally comes to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox with Monster Hunter World. The dynamic world looks appealing, the graphics look great, and even if it's out in 2018, this is Monster Hunter, gosh darn it. There's no reason to not be excited, especially given how the hardware could support a much bigger world and activities than the 3DS or Wii U could. Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. Horizon Zero Dawn's story DLC was showcased at Sony's presser, and if it weren't enough that we got one of the best games of the year in February, then The Frozen Wilds looks even more enticing. Aloy's back, and there's lots and lots of snowy environments to navigate. Her quest this time around focuses on fighting for the mountain and fighting the beast. The best part is it's coming out this year only. If this is Sony's way of filling the gap between its onslaught of releases in 2018, then we're fine with it. Speaking of which, God of War. Kratos' next big adventure got a new trailer showcasing the combat. Honestly, I'm a little mixed on it because it looks so different. While the series has been about hack and slash, combo-heavy gameplay, this looks more like a third-person action RPG. It doesn't look bad, actually, it looks pretty good, but it's definitely different from what the series has provided thus far. Then again, with such a massive world steeped in Norse mythology and the game finally receiving a release window of 2018, it's looking to be a pretty good year for Sony. Spider-Man. It was interesting to see Insomniac's Spider-Man in action because it reminded me of Sunset Overdrive. The game looked fun, and I'm sure the movement will be the best part of the entire experience for me. It was a little QTE heavy, sure, and there was extensive scriptedness involved, but it was Spider-Man through and through, with nice combat, good characterization, and some great visuals. This is the first time we've seen actual gameplay, and things look to be on track for this open-world epic. Plus, it's releasing next year, so everybody wins. Hidden Agenda. In terms of different concepts, Supermassive's Hidden Agenda was thankfully the least infuriating one to emerge from E3. The idea of a crime thriller where players use their phone to interact with the game is intriguing. Though the overall group idea of Playlink could end up being gimmicky down the line, Hidden Agenda looks compelling enough to check out. Both the app and the game will be out later this year, so thankfully, this will be a Sony game we don't have to wait for long to try out. Supermassive's VR games. Until Dawn may have been the breakout title for Supermassive, but it has a completely new focus for Sony, developing VR games. Aside from Hidden Agenda, the developer is working on Bravo Team and Inpatient, the former a shooter and the latter a horror thriller of sorts. Though it's interesting to not see VR have such a heavy focus, there was still enough interesting things for the future to cater to PlayStation VR customers, at least we hope there was. Detroit Become Human. Continuing its yearly tease, Quantic Dream unveiled even more footage for Detroit Become Human, its sci-fi-esque interactive adventure where player choices lead to innumerable strings of consequences. The footage at Sony's presser introduced a new character, Marcus, a revolutionary who's about freeing androids and rising up against society. It was a stark contrast to previous trailers with a more socio-political impact arising from one's actions. Overall, we just want a release date for Detroit beyond anything else. Maybe next year? The Last of Us Part 2, Absent. Can the absence of something really be considered a surprise? Well, yes, because Naughty Dog unveiled a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 at PSX 2016, and we've been chomping at the bit ever since for more information. It's possible that Sony is spending more time polishing it up to reveal at PlayStation Experience this year, so its absence isn't the worst thing. Overall, it was just weird to see it not there. That'll be it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.